Hello dear students, welcome to history class. Today we are going to learn chapter number 10, Armed Revolutionary Movement. What is meant by armed revolutionary movement? Some of the movement started by the revolutionaries in India using arms and weapons. That is known as armed revolutionary movement. Gandhiji and other leaders started non-violent movement, satyagraha. These methods, they had adopted these methods. But in India, some of the organizations and leaders started movements using arms and weapons. This type of movement is known as armed revolutionary movement. In this lesson, we are going to study some of the secret organization and their leaders who used arms and weapons for fighting against the British rule. Let us move to the lesson. The agitations against the British imperialism were carried out in various ways in India. In this chapter, we shall get acquainted with it. In this lesson, we are going to learn different ways of agitations against the British domination. Imperialism means domination. And some people used non-violent method and some were used violent method. And here in this lesson, we will study some of the armed revolution. That means revolution using arms and weapons. We have studied the uprising before 1857 against the British and the freedom movement of 1857. In the later period, Ram Singh Kuka organized a rebellion against the government in Punjab. In Punjab, a British government was there. Ram Singh Kuka, he was a leader. He organized the Punjabi people in Punjab and started a rebellion against the British rule. That was another incident which happened during freedom struggle. And before 1857, many movements already started by farmers here and at the local level, and here and there some of the movements started. Later in the 1857, a big movement happened that you have already learned. In Barakpur cantonment, soldiers refused to use a gun because they heard the news that it was greased with the fat of cows and pigs. This was another uprising, and this uprising was known as the first movement in freedom struggle, 1857 freedom struggle. Afterwards, Ram Singh Kuka in Punjab also organized the people there, started a rebellion against the British rule. Now we will study about Vasudev Balwant Phadke. He was a tribal leader. Ramoshi, the name of the tribe was Ramoshi. He was the leader of the tribe Ramoshis. He organized the people and started armed revolution against the British. That we will study now. In Maharashtra, Vasudev Balwant Phadke gave an armed struggle against the British. He assumed that there should be armed struggle to fight against the British. His opinion was that we should fight against the British using arms and weapons. Then only they will understand our demands and rights. That was his opinion. So that he took the training of arms from Vastad Lahuji Salve. Vastad Lahuji Salve had given training to Vasudev Balwant Phadke to use arms and weapons. He organized Ramoshis and revolted against the British. Ramoshis means tribal people in Maharashtra. He organized these all people and started a rebellion against the British. This rebellion became unsuccessful, but it was not a successful one, it was a failure one. The British government arrested him and sent him to Eden Jail in Kolkata. There he died in 1883. He built up an armed struggle for independence. So, in Maharashtra, Vasudev Balwant Phadke, he was the leader of tribal people Ramoshis. He organized the people and started rebellion against the British. But his rebellion against the British was unsuccessful one, so that he was arrested and kept in jail. Later he died there in the year 1883. Now we will study about other armed revolutionaries, Chafeka brothers. In 1897, the Plague Commissioner Rand had resorted to tyranny and force while managing the epidemic of plague in Pune. As a revenge, the Chafeka brothers, Damodar and Balakrishna shot him dead on 22nd June 1897. Damodar, Balakrishna and Vasudev, these three brothers and their associates Mahadev, Ranade were hanged to death. From the same house, three brothers accepted martyrdom for the service of the country. In the year 1897, an epidemic, the name of the epidemic was plague, spread in Pune, and the British government appointed the Rand as the commissioner to suppress this epidemic, but he used cruelty on people. He was cremating the people before dying, and all were the people, those who were deceased, brought together and kept in one pit. In this way he was doing cruelty on people, so that all the people became very angry. So Chafeka brothers, they came forward, and the name of the Chafeka brothers were Damodar and Balakrishna, shot him dead. Damodar and Balakrishna together they killed the commissioner Rand on 22nd June 1897. And their three brothers from the same house. They were Damodar, Balakrishna and Vasudev. And they had an associate. His name was associate or companion. His name was Mahadev Ranade. These all people were hanged to death. From the same house, three brothers accepted martyrdom for the service of the country. They killed Commissioner Rand because he was doing cruelty on the people. He didn't do anything to suppress the epidemic, and instead of that he was showing cruelty on people, and before dying itself all the people were cremated, all people together kept in one pit. In this way he was showing cruelty on the people. That's why these people killed him. So that these all brothers and their associate Mahadev Ranade were arrested and kept in jail. Later they hanged to death. During the same period, Munda tribe in Bihar, under the leadership of Birsa Munda, made a great revolt against the British government. In Bihar, same type of revolution started by Munda tribal people. Their leader was Birsa Munda. They all together made a great revolt against the Britishers. Now we are studying Abhinav Bharat. This was a secret organization founded by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Have you heard about V.D. Savarkar? He was from Nasik. And in 1900, Sondravis Vinayak Damodar Savarkar founded Mitramela, a secret organization of revolutionaries in Nasik. The same organization was renamed as Abhinav Bharat in 1904. Mitramela, that was a secret organization founded by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, V.D. Savarkar, in the year 1900. But after 4 years, it was renamed as Abhinav Bharat. Later, he started revolutionary work against the Britishers. But later, Savarkar went to England for higher education. From there, he began sending revolutionary literature, letters, speeches for inspiring people, and to encourage the people. He was writing literature. He was writing book, and he was sending to Indian people. He had written many letters, many speeches to people, through which people got inspired. And he was sending gun also. A weapon gun also he was sending to the members of Abhinav Bharat in India. He wrote an inspiring biography of Joseph Mussolini, the famous Italian revolutionary. His name was Joseph Mussolini. V.D. Savarkar had written about the biography of this person. That book also he sent to the Indian people, so that people got inspired and they understood the importance of fighting against the Britishers. The 1857 rebellion was the first war of independence, was started in the book The Indian War of Independence 1857, written by him. A book had written by V.D. Savarkar. The name of the book was The Indian War of Independence 1857. And in this book, he wrote the 1857 revolt as the first war of independence. So, the contribution of V.D. Savarkar is also mentionable in the freedom struggle. He was also engaged in armed struggle or armed revolutionary movement. Now, we will study more about V.D. Savarkar. So, Andravi Savarkar, because of his revolutionary work, the Britishers had arrested him and kept in jail for 50 years. He was there in Andaman jail for 50 years. So, Andravi Savarkar was sentenced to 50 years of rigorous punishment at Andaman. He was there for 10 years. In his autobiography, Majhi Janmadep, he wrote down his experience of the terrible days in Andaman. He got the punishment for 50 years, but only 10 years he was there in Andaman jail. Later, he was brought to Ratnagiri. So, he had written a book named Majhi Janmadep. In his book, he had written about the experience which he had experienced during his imprisonment when he had spent his days in the Andaman jail. Later, the government took him to Ratnagiri and detained there. There, he started many social movements, such as removal of caste difference, removal of untouchability. During those times, caste differences were differentiation were common. So he started movement against this differentiation, and he also started movement against removal of untouchability. Untouchability was also common in those days. Lower class people were not allowed to stand even in front of the higher class people. So this type of untouchability was existed in those teams. So he started movement against this untouchability. Common dining means together all caste people together having food, sitting together and having food. That is common dining without considering caste or religion. All people, all sections of the people coming together and having their food together. That is known as common dining. Purification of language, speak good language. That movement was also started by V.D. Savarkar. He was a great writer. He was the president of Marathi Sahitya Sammelan at Mumbai in the year 1938. In the year 1938, a meeting was conducted at Mumbai. The name of the meeting was Marathi Sahitya Sammelan. In that meeting, V.D. Savarkar was the president because he was a great writer. So this is the important information about V.D. Savarkar. You will get more information about V.D. Savarkar. You try to get it. The government came to know about the activities of Abhinav Bharat. Therefore, the government arrested Baburao Savarkar. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. Baburao Savarkar, he was the brother of V.D. Savarkar. The British government understood the secret activities of Abhinav Bharat. That's why Baburao Savarkar was arrested by the British people. So, and he got the life imprisonment punishment as a punishment. As a revenge of this act, a youth named Anand Lakshman Kanhare, he killed the collector of Nasik. The name of the collector of Nasik was Jackson. And the government started arresting all those people who had connected with Abhinav Bharat organization. And the murder of Jackson was linked with V.D. Savarkar by the British government, so that he was arrested and put under a trial. Later, the court ordered him rigorous punishment for 50 years, so that he had sent to the Andaman jail for 50 years of imprisonment. This was the reason why he was sent to Andaman jail. Now we are going to study revolutionary movement in Bengal. After the partition of Bengal, the outrage means anger, against the British became more severe. Do you remember the partition of Bengal? The Britishers had divided Bengal as two divisions, the Hindu majority and Muslim majority region. In this way, they had divided Bengal into two provinces, East and West Bengal. So, after this division, after this partition, the anger over the British became more and more intense or strong. In place of local rebellion, comprehensive revolutionary movement started rising at national level. A nationwide revolution started. In the beginning, it was restricted at local level only. But after this partition, nationwide movement started. In various parts of the country, the youth, inspired by revolutionary thought, started establishing their secret organization. Many young people started their secret organization in order to keep control over the British officers and to loosen the government machinery, to wipe out the fear in the minds of the people, minds of Indians regarding the British government. Overthrowing the British rule were some of its main objective. In some places, the young people started many secret organizations. Their main aim was to wipe out the fear in the minds of the Indians regarding the British government. They had more fear about, Indian people had more fear about the British people because they had a huge arms and ammunition with them and money with them. So they were doing whatever cruelty they needed to do. So it was necessary to wipe out the fear from Indian mind. And they another intention was to keep the British officers under control, and they wanted to loosen the government machinery and overthrowing the British rule. These were the main objective behind the secret organizations made by many young people at different parts of India. In Bengal, a revolutionary organization called Anushilan Samiti was active. A secret organization, its name was Anushilan Samiti. The Anushilan Samiti had more than 500 branches in all over Bengal. Barindra Kumar Ghosh, brother Arbindo Ghosh, was the chief of this organization. These two people, Barindra Kumar Ghosh and his brother Arbindo Ghosh, these people were the leaders or the chief of this organization. This organization received counsel and guidance from Arbindo Ghosh. Arbindo Ghosh was giving advice and guidance to this organization. Anushila Samiti had a bomb manufacturing center at Maniktala near Kolkata. In 1908, Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Chakki, the members of Anushilan Samiti, planned to kill a judge named Kingsford. The name of the judge was Kingsford. He was giving false judgment and justice to people. That's why, as a revenge, Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Kumar Chakki, they planned to kill a judge named Kingsford. The name of the judge was Kingsford. As they planned, everything became ready, but the vehicle on which they threw the bomb was not the one carrying Kingsford. They had thrown bomb on one car or a car which was passing on the road, but actually in that car the particular judge, the name of the judge was Kingsford, was not there. But the vehicle on which they throw the bomb was not the one carrying Kingsford. Two English women were killed in this attack. Prafulla Kumar Chakki shot himself with a bullet so that he will not fall in the hands of British. Khudiram was caught by the police. During the investigation, the police got information about the working of Anushilan Samiti. So Prafulla Kumar Chakki and Khudiram Bose had a plan to kill Judge Kingsford. They thrown bomb, but not the one carrying Kingsford. Instead of that, in that car, two English women were there. They killed. And Prafulla Kumar Chakki, he was knowing that if he was caught by the Britishers, he will get very cruel punishment from the Britishers. That's why he shot himself and died with a bullet, because he didn't want to fall in the hands of British. Later, Khudiram Bose was caught by the police. During the investigation, the police got information about the working of Anushilan Samiti. All the members of Anushilan Samiti was being arrested, and they started arresting the members of all this organization. So that Arbindo Ghosh was also arrested. But the British government could not find any evidence against Arbindo Ghosh Arvindo Ghosh, that he was manufacturing bomb, so that the court set him free. He was released from the jail and court set him free. But other members of the Anushīlan Samiti were sentenced to long term imprisonment. They were there in the jail for long time. Rash Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanya spread the network of revolutionary organization outside Bengal. Outside Bengal also this type of revolutionary work was going on. Their leaders were Rash Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal. And many revolutionary network was going on Punjab, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. The centers of revolutionary work were set up at Punjab, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. And Rash Bihari Bose and his associates made a daring act of throwing bomb at Viceroy Lord Hardinge. Rash Bihari Bose and his associates made a plan to kill Viceroy Lord Hardinge, and they thrown a bomb at him, but he got saved from the attack. In this way, very strong revolutionary work using arms and weapons were going on in different parts of India. First it was started in Bengal using bomb and other weapons. Later it was spread in other parts of India as well. The revolutionary work was carried out in Madras province also. In Madras province, Vanchi Iyer, he was the leader of revolutionary movement. He killed a British officer named Ash. Later he shot himself with a bullet and sacrificed his own life. Because if he was falling in the hands of the Britishers, he would have got very harsh punishment from the Britishers. That's why he shot himself with a bullet and sacrificed his life. Now, India House. India House in London was an important center of revolutionary movement in abroad. The revolutionary work in India received assistance from Indian revolutionaries staying abroad. That means the people who were residing, the Indian people who were residing abroad were also supporting the revolutionary movement. India House in London was such an important center which provided for such kind of assistance. They were helping the Indian revolutionaries in India. Pandit Shyamji Krishnavarma, an Indian patriot, had established India House. Through this organization, Indian youths were given scholarship for higher education in England. Shyamji Krishnavarma, he was an Indian patriot. He had established India House. Through this organization, Indian young people started getting scholarship for higher education in England. So Chandravis Savarkar received such a scholarship. That's why later he went to England for higher studies. Madam Kama raised the issue of India independence at the World Socialist Conference held at Stuttgart in Germany. Germany was against Britain, that we have already learned. Madam Kama, he brought the issue of India's independence in the World Socialist Conference which was held at Germany. So she also had taken initiative for India's independence. In the same conference, she unfurled the flag of India. She was the first lady who unfurled Indian flag in abroad. Another revolutionary associated with India House was a youth named Madanlal Dhingra. How we are mentioning the name of Shyamji Krishnavarma, the same way we have to mention another name, Madanlal Dhingra. He was also an important person, important youth or important young person who give assistance to the revolutionaries, Indian revolutionaries. So he also was the person who associated with India House, and he killed Curzon Wyllie, a British officer, due to which Dhingra was hanged to death. So we have to remember his sacrifice in this freedom struggle. Madanlal Dhingra, he was the member of Indian House which was working in London, and he killed Curzon Wyllie. Later he was arrested and hanged to death by the Britishers. In this way, many such movements were going on, not only in India, abroad as well. Against the armed revolutionary movement is an important part in India's freedom struggle. These all people, the Indian revolutionaries, started many secret organizations and started using their arms and weapons to fight against the Britishers, because they believed that with peaceful way we are not going to get our freedom. That's why we should start uh, armed revolution. That was their opinion. In this way, such revolutionary work was going on, not only in some parts, in all parts of India. I hope everyone understood this much part. Read the textbook and understand it. Thank you.